I'm 90 years old. My name is Sheila White, W-H-I-T-E.
Okay. And what is your life like right now?
Well, I'm trying to make it interesting by doing as much as I can, but compared to most of my life, it's pretty boring.
What was your life like before you were here?
I had several different jobs. I loved every one of them, and they were interesting kinds of things that I got to do in my life.
Like what?
Well, I started out, my mother was a dance teacher, although I didn't study with her, but I studied ballet with Nijinsky, and that's a whole long story in itself. But I did do some professional dancing.
Really?
And in that, she would take 3 12-year-olds into her professional class, and I was one of them. And when we were 16, we were supposed to interview and audition with the major ballet companies. And I was in college by then, and so I did not do that. But the other 2 girls, one was named Allegra Kent, and she became the premier ballerina with New York City Ballet. And the other girl was Suzanne Beret, and she went with American Ballet. But I don't think she had the kind of career that Allegra Kent. And then I was number 3, and I didn't do any of that. I just danced around Los Angeles.
Okay. So you were a professional ballerina?
Yes.
What was that like?
It was fun, but I was in school at the time, and so I really wasn't seeking a big career in that field.
Okay. What did you want to do?
Well, I was studying acting at Santa Monica City College and then UCLA, and then I transferred to BYU in my senior year, changed my major, and that wound up majoring in secondary education, and my 3 fields were English, history, and theater. And so I was qualified to teach in a high school English classes, number 1. And I can't remember any English classes I ever took. The one that I do remember, one thing I remember was the last time I had a grammar class was when I was about 14 years old. So they didn't really, I didn't feel like I really belonged in the senior high school arena.
What was your first memory?
My first memory?
Yeah.
One of ever about anything. When one of the things I really remember is my grandparents lived with us, my mother's parents, and my grandpa and I would play games a lot, Cherry-O and some of those old games. But the one really vivid memory I have is of my best friend Zoanne. And she was from a family of 6 children, and I was an only child. And she and her sister Beverly got in a big fight on our front lawn, and I went out there to rescue Zoanne, and they both turned on me. They just beat the crap out of me. So there's a big lesson in stay out of other people's business, which I probably did not learn, although I should have. And Zoanne and I were both in kindergarten, so we were 5 or 6 years old at the time. But I do remember that.
What was your childhood like?
Lots of dancing lessons. We lived about 3 miles back from the beach, and so on Saturdays we would go there, and Sunday. My father was Catholic and my mother was Mormon, and I attended both religions every Sunday. So we go to Mass first and have breakfast at my father's mother's house and read the funnies papers with my uncle who lived there, laying on the floor and reading all the funnies, and then go to Sunday school. And so a lot of that. And then almost every Sunday. Zoan's grandparents made homemade ice cream. And so in the afternoon, we'd go up to their house and have homemade ice cream. That was really good. So those kinds of things that, when you're an only child, you're doing different things than if you had brothers and sisters. So it was just kind of everything with adults that I did.
Yeah.
Except once in a while, we'd get to do fun things together.
Yeah. Did you want siblings when you were a kid?
Pardon me?
Did you want siblings when you were a kid?
I really never even thought about it that I know of. So I guess not.
Yeah. How is life different today from when you were a kid?
Well, I look at what kids are doing these days for fun, and when I was growing up, and there's a huge difference. So I couldn't really tell you a good answer to that, except things were fun. But the things that were fun for me weren't necessarily the things that were fun for most children. Being an only child and living with your parents and your grandparents was probably a very different existence from a lot of people.
Mm. What was it like having your parents be in two different religions?
It was interesting. All of my friends were Mormon, and I didn't really have any Catholic friends to hang out with. So, they were a big influence on what I decided to do. So.
And that's why you went to BYU?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. Do you ever miss ballet?
Do I miss it?
Yeah.
Well, I really do, because my legs don't work and I don't have any balance anymore. So that and the fact that I rode horses a lot later in life both require strong legs and balance, and that's disappointing that those things have gone away.
Yeah. What has it been like getting older?
I don't feel that old, but I do miss being able to do a lot of the things that I could do 10 years ago, 5 years ago.
If you were a young adult again, what things would you do?
If I what?
If you were 20 years old.
I would do the same things I did, because it was always exciting.
What were the most exciting things?
Well, that's hard to say. I'll rattle off the different jobs and things. So I was a dancer, and then I taught school for 18 years, and 8 years of that I taught 5th grade. And the other 10 I did substitute teaching, because we had a boy who was very ill, and I had to travel around with him a lot. And we moved to Utah, and I had a little waterbed store up in Vernal. And then we moved to Morgan, Utah. And while we were there, I did some more substitute teaching. And one of my children, who now is, in his 20s, went to an interview with Pan American Airways, and I accompanied him, and they hired me. And so I was a flight attendant based in London. This is right after Lockerbie, and I'm 54 years old. And so then they went out of business, and we started a company called Bear Creek. It's Bear Creek Country Kitchens, making dry soup mixes. And that became a major company, and we kept it for 10 years and sold it in 2001. But while we had the company, we bought a cattle ranch in Montana, and although we lived in Heber, so I learned how to drive the tractors and ride the ponies and do all the ranch kind of stuff that was just like going on a vacation every time we'd go up there for a week or two at a time.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the last thing. And we had a home on a golf course in St. George and the ranch in Montana and our main home here in Heber. So between all of that kind of stuff, it kept me very busy.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you have kids?
6.
6 kids.
Yes.
What was it like being a mom?
It was fun. It was interesting.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about your kids?
Well, we hired them in the business doing the soups, and they became unemployable, basically. So they didn't really, well, one of them has her master's degree, and she's done a bit of writing, and she teaches online courses at BYU, Idaho. And that's what her husband does too. Only he does statistics and advanced math. And my other kids just have various jobs in construction and other things. So they didn't really pursue great careers, although they could have, and they just didn't.
Yeah.
So they're all good kids. We lost 2 boys. One when he was 9, almost 9, and the other when he was 34. So
What was that like, losing a 9-year-old?
it was really hard. My mother and dad helped with that a lot, and they had him up at their house quite a bit. So he had a brain tumor and was very ill for a long time. So
Can you tell me that story?
by the time he was about 2, we knew something was seriously wrong, but they couldn't diagnose it. And so after he passed away, it was some kind of a very rare tumor that there were only, I can't remember, it was 40 or 60 cases worldwide. And it was just eating his brain. And so, we were taking him here and there and everywhere to get diagnosed and treatment. So, anyway, it was very hard to watch him go downhill.
Yeah. What's that like when you're trying to save your kid's life and there's not much you can do when it's such a rare disease?
It's just awful. So, and then you have other kids that you're raising and they have to deal with it. So, anyway.
How do you get through that?
You just do.
You just do. It's the only option.
One day at a time, just like everything else.
What kind of things have you learned about relationships?
Not much.
Not much. It's still hard.
Yeah, you take them as they come, and kids are kids. They're still kids when they're in their 30s and 40s and 50s and older. So they have to live their own lives and make their own decisions, and some of them are better than others. So, anyway.
Yeah. What have been some of the things in your life that have changed you the most?
Oh, I don't know. I think just going through all these different kinds of experiences, you learn a lot every time something like that changes. And I was really lucky that we were able to make a success of all of them, and they were fun to do. So, and I had lots of really interesting kinds of experiences throughout my life that were just kind of strange. And it was because of the different jobs I'd had. Some of them anyway.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets?
No, none.
Nothing. You wouldn't change anything?
Not. I would change some of the people that I hired. But I think most of us would if we had businesses to run.
Yeah.
Those are the only things I'd have done a little bit differently.
Are you a grandma now?
Yeah, grandma, great-grandma.
Great-grandma.
If one great-granddaughter would ever get married, I'd be a great-great.
What What's that like? Did you think you'd become a great grandma?
Not anything anytime soon.
How has it been having grandkids and becoming a grandma?
Oh, it's been fun. I'm not really in a real close relationship with them. I see some of them because my one daughter lives in Albuquerque, and I have a son, and one of my daughters lives here in our house, and she's just recently remarried.
Mm.
And then a son in Holiday, and a son here in Hebrew. So
Okay.
then they're just kind of scattered a little bit.
Yeah.
They all have their families that they have to deal with. So
Do you know what the happiest day of your life has been?
not really.
Are there multiple or just?
Yeah, lots of happy days, lots of fun days.
Yeah. What kind of things do you have, like, advice for future generations, like someone my age?
I have a whole list of things for people here. When you don't have anything to do but sit and make up a bunch of junk, it's kind of stupid.
Like what?
Let
Do you
me
have a list
think.
here?
Yeah, for the people here, it's my list of to-dos and don'ts is don't fall down, don't get in trouble, don't cause any trouble, try to do a little bit of exercise, try to do one good deed a day, eat all your peas, and if you can do all those things, then Laura might give you a piece of candy. So anyway, there's that one, and then I call myself the Pea Patrol officer, and I'll tell people at their tables at lunch and dinner, let's see, how does it go? If you don't eat all your peas, I might give you a ticket, and you'll have to go see the judge, and he will decide if you get ice cream or not. But if you go to the judge and lie about eating your peas, and he finds out about it, he will hit you up with a perjury charge and put you in jail. So it's very important that you eat all your peas. So it's like everybody in here knows that story. And they don't think it's funny at all. So anyway, that's my advice to the lovelord.
That's perfect. What do you think about death?
Pardon me?
What do you think about death?
Oh, I hope I don't have to suffer and have pain or anything like that. I just want to die in my sleep,
Yeah.
like everyone else.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you scared of it at all?
Yeah,
Yeah?
doesn't excite me a bit.
Yeah. Would you rather stay forever?
Pardon me?
Would you rather live forever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I want to live forever in a place like this, but that's what it's going to be. And I didn't realize that before I moved in here, that, this is pretty much the end run. So, most of us aren't going to go back to our homes.
Yeah.
And I really wouldn't feel safe if I went back to my house. I still have it, and we paid cash for it, so I don't have.
How's it going?
This is my daughter and her husband,
Life stories
Vicky
some
and
advice.
Ken.
How much time do you have?
Like 1 more minute. All right, last question. What do you think about life?
It's interesting. I'm glad I got to live it. So, I'm basically pretty happy.
Yeah, good.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
Lucky that way.
very lucky.
Yeah,
Do you have anything else you want to say?
not really.
Okay.
I can tell you a funny story.
Okay, go for it.
Vicki and I were doing a trade show in Philadelphia, or that area. We did a lot of those, and Vicki worked for me doing those. And we went in this grocery store we had a secondary company called Sheila Select, and there were dips and cake mixes and soups and all kinds of things in that one. And so we always did a lot of demoing at all these shows. So we're in this store buying sour cream and mayonnaise and stuff for the show. And this little old man came up to me on a cane, and he got right in my face and said, "I know who you are." And I said, "You do?" He said, "You're that soup lady."
Really?
So anyway.
How had he seen you?
Yeah, it was, and I have, other stories just like that have happened to me in my life.
Yeah. How did he know what you looked like?
Pardon me?
How did he know who you were?
He had, his daughter was doing the same show we were.
Okay.
And he had tasted our soups, I think, in Los Angeles about 2 months before that. So that's how he remembered me. If I remember it right, it wasn't much of a long conversation, but it was a bit. And then a really strange one was when we had the cattle ranch. We were buying cows. Well, actually, we were buying bulls, looking at these bulls at this person's ranch in Drummond, Montana, which is a teeny tiny little part. It's just outside of Missoula, but it's its own town. And the lady's name was Marilyn, I can remember that, and her last name was Losi, I think, yeah. And so anyway, we're talking, and the one thing came out was her husband's brother runs the Hebrew Valley Railroad. And so we talked about that, and we talked about growing up, and she grew up in Mar Vista. And so it came out, "Well, who was your mother?" "Well, my mother was Arvilla Bauer." She said, "So that's Arvilla Bauer from Mar Vista?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Just wait a minute, I've got to show you this." So she's in the process of putting their family movie things on discs. She brings out this disc and plays it, and it's me dancing in my mother's dance recital. And this lady is about 2 years younger than me and took dancing lessons, so it had her dancing too and her little thing. So, I mean, there you are in a whole different industry, talking about ballet lessons and dancing.
Yeah.
So I've had things like that happen to me in my lifetime that are just strange.
Yeah.
And I think all of us have
Yeah.
lived long enough.